Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb, starting another note on the Fast Mimicking Diet in another exotic place. If you know this one, you're really impressed. And I'm going to put this at the beginning because I don't think I can complete the whole thing here. The clue is this is in one of the drier parts of India called Rajasthan. Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb, now continuing Fast Mimicking Diet number 3. That exotic place in Rajasthan is called Jaipur, and what you're seeing in the background is a very beautiful palace of one of the more powerful kings of Rajasthan. I like to eat, but what Longo found out is that fasting turns on two pathways. The RAS pathway comes about when you restrict glucose, and that really increases the amount of garbage disposal your body does. You get rid of old dead stuff called autophagy. You probably partially digest it and use it for fuel. The TOR pathway comes about from detecting lack of nutrients, particularly animal protein. And that takes a couple days to kick in. So those two pathways, the TOR pathway indicates your hunker down mode that then responds with a burst of stem cells and new growth when you get away from it. But at first it's hunkering down and protecting itself. So two pathways, the RAS pathway, which is looking at glucose and accelerating aging, but when you inhibit it, you clean up garbage, and the TOR pathway where you hunker down and then rejuvenate. We've now known, for example, that leucine in particular, for example, but which is rich in animal protein, accelerates aging and sets off the TOR pathway. And for the first 24 hours, you're using up the glucose in your liver, and that's really glycogen depletion. And then you start burning ketones and fats. By 3 days, you've inhibited insulin-like growth factor IGF-1 by as much as double to 3 times. And by 5 days, you have a huge increase in IGF-BP, the chief inhibiting protein of growth hormone IGF-1, which is then strongly associated with aging. So by inhibiting it, you actually increase your resilience to aging. It's a double negative. So two pathways. One is too much sugar, which is set off by sugar and alcohol and acetic acid, but not by glycerol, or as in, you know of glycerol or glycerin when you've heard of triglycerides. Glycerol is a 3-carbon piece on which you hang fats on that you make. That doesn't set off the RAS pathway. So you can have glycerin in your diet, and there's a carbohydrate that doesn't increase aging. So that's the core physiology. 5 days, no sugar, particularly low animal protein, so less than 7%. It turns out that about 800 calories for those 5 days is, if it comes from vegetable protein and healthy fats, is about what you need. And the vegetable protein needs to be below 7%. And if you need a little bit of carbohydrate sensation so that you don't become hypoglycemic, your mitochondria will be grateful if you have some glycerin as a sweetener in your tea. What will work for me? Well, I've now done this pathway twice, and I lost 5 pounds both times, and in the 2-week trip I went to India, I didn't gain any weight, and I promise you I ate every calorie I could get my hands on. Fascinating that I didn't gain weight. I'm surprised, and I didn't get the tummy flu either. So next week we're going to start talking about more specific conditions, but in the meantime, Dr. John Whitcomb talking about Fast Mimicking Diet 3, the pathway for humans.